originally, the initial value I got from Food Dog right off the beginning is the thought of, if you're going to 10x your business, you got to 20x yourself. If I had this level of support 10 years ago, man, I feel like I could conquer anything in the world. You know, I could probably be president of the United States if I wanted to. But yeah, it's incredible. The real value is that it shrinks the time, right? You don't have to go through the trial and error of learning these things. Is that when you're there with people who've been there and have done that and been through the process, not only professionally in your business, but also personally in your life, struggled with things in life, that's the fast path, is going there, seeing how they think, and that pulls you through and gets you out of the rut that you're in faster. It gets you to wealth faster. It gets you to health faster. That's the real value.
When I was 26, I moved from New York to California. On that plane ride, I read Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within. The book absolutely changed my life. So since that time, I've seen Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Zig Ziglar when he was alive, Jack Canfield, Colonel McChrystal, the list goes on and on. One of the things, and I say this with great pride about Food Dog Group, dude, these guys are at a completely different level, 100%. They work from a different perspective. So the vantage point that they're coming from, and I'm not taking anything away from those speakers that I mentioned because they were fantastic, just this comes at it on a different approach and gets a different result. So again, I would encourage you to seek out the Food Dog Group for their personal development and personal up-leveling mastery.
The impact, I think, especially going through this event with my dad, kind of comes full circle because this is happening at a time where I'm about to have my first child. So us coming at it together, those blessings that I'll bring home, I can bring on to him. And then eventually down the road, maybe we will do the same. So it's already a cycle of just personal power that we've created.
Food Dog Group is like the family that you never had. You know, most of us have family that we're born into, right? And when you get to choose your family, that's what Food Dog is like. It's people who are hungry to grow themselves, who are wired to give and serve others, and to show up and be fully present for themselves and each other. And so if you want to run with a pack of leaders that are doing great things, that's a place for you. If you like to have fun and experience new things, That's what Food Dog Group is like. If you want to feel the support, compassion and empathy from others who are on a similar journey and share maybe life experiences where you get stuck, that's for you. And if you want to get results and you're looking for process, that is what Food Dog Group is about.
I would tell them to come to the training and try it out. And you don't know what you don't know until you see it, and then you know you need it, right? And if they answer any question that anybody asks them, and how's their personal life, how's their relationship with their wife, how's their business, and they say, oh, it's good. If you don't say anything other than it's absolutely freaking amazing, then you've got a problem. You've got a problem somewhere in your personal life, somewhere in your business, and Mike's the guy that'll help you figure out what that is and then move you forward.
Imagine attending an event that gives you access to ancient wisdom and the secrets of success that have taken monks and the wealthiest in the world decades to figure out. Secrets that have been hidden in their ancient scrolls until now. In fact, imagine a training so powerful it makes the movie The Secret look like a kiddie training manual. Welcome to Seekers of Power Catalyst.
I've seen Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Zig Ziglar when he was alive, Jack Canfield, Colonel McChrystal, the list goes on and on. One of the things, and I say this with great pride about Food Dog Group, dude, these guys are at a completely different level, 100%.
I'm Mike Aguilera. Today I invite you to join us for an exclusive 3-day experience that will forever transform your life. And now imagine what it would be like if you could unlock the potential that has been hidden from you until now. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Because when you attend Seekers of Power, you're going to tap into your true power and experience a profound shift in every aspect of your life. It's about transformation, immersion, and implementation, giving you the tools, resources, and systems to tap into your true power. You'll connect with growth-minded individuals who share your desire for unlimited growth. Our unique and robust system will guide you through every step, strategy, and action necessary to create immediate and lasting change, guaranteed. But don't just take my word for it. Listen to what others have experienced during their Seekers of Power journey.
I personally feel so much more fulfilled now and no longer looking for fulfillment inside my business.
It's allowed me to grow from thinking I can only do this to being able to do whatever I want. I just have to shift my identity. I have to figure out, or I find out the next one and I make it happen.
Join us for this 3-day experience in New Hartford, Connecticut for Seekers of Power Catalyst. Tap into unlimited growth. Unlock your true potential in all areas of life: personal, social, spiritual, relationship, financial, and so much more. Seekers of Power Catalyst. Awaken the power inside of you.
The big difference right now for me is that being able to do this together.
Yeah.
It's one of the first things that we've done together. I've always gone and traveled on my own to do this, and then we always bring it back and we process together.
Correct.
But doing this together is,
I think it's been better to actually be able to physically do it together. Because yes, she would do a lot of the traveling. You know, she's done Tony Robbins and stuff like that, and she'd bring it back and we'd discuss it, or that night she'd call and we'd discuss it. And there's great things that I can learn secondhand from it and that she's learned firsthand. But being able to actually do it together, there's just so much more growth that is possible because I'm experiencing it with her, but I'm also getting my own perspective to bring to it that then we can discuss.
I would say just even in the last couple months, our relationship has gotten so much closer.
It's shifted a lot.
I know.
It's allowed me to grow from, thinking I can only do this to being able to do whatever I want. I just have to shift my identity. I have to figure out, or I find out the next one and I make it happen. And I know what my next one is. To, like I said, step into a role to help her to take on more rather than just being, a worker doing my own thing.
The whole worker identity versus other identities.
Yeah, like an advisor or, being part of this business. I've been in manufacturing for so long. Medical's different, mindset work is different.
Coaching,
I can do more than what I've thought I could do before.
You sure as fuck can do more than you ever thought before.
Yes, I can.
Thank you. I see connections that are really important. I also see me asking more people for help and receiving it. I've always been a lone wolf and feeling really alone with that. And I'm dropping my lone wolf finally. Whew.
That's good.
I know, it's great. But that's what I see moving forward is being part of a pack instead of being a lone wolf. That's been really rough. So I'm excited about that.
Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington, one of the original sharks from the hit television show Shark Tank. Have you had to make the choice between a fulfilling personal life or a successful professional career? This often results in either not achieving important financial goals or building up wealth at the expense of a rewarding family. Although it may seem implausible, people can achieve success in both their personal and business lives. Are you ready to meet someone who could have the answers for you? Meet Mike Agliaro. He's an author, speaker, investor, and thought leader who has experienced several business exits that have been successful at the same time that his personal life has flourished. Mike is now sharing his formula for a full life through his company, the Foo Dog Group. They have cracked the code, allowing people to grow and expand their entire lives to achieve the impact that they want while building the wealth that they desire. This can all be achieved while experiencing fulfilling relationships and family lives. You need to learn about Foo Dog Group's unique processes which combine ancient wisdom and modern strategies to elevate every area of life. Go to fooddoggroup.com to discover how Mike and his company can work with you right now. Thank you for listening.
When we break the tipping point, when we go over the edge where it's 3 million every month and 3 million's a walk in the park, guess who the game changes for?
All of us.
Everybody in the room. I am with my beautiful goddess of a wife for over 33 years.
Mike is now sharing his formula for a full life, allowing people to grow and expand their entire lives to achieve the impact that they want while building the wealth that they desire.
So if you are a business owner, if you run a mastermind group, you want to be involved with Mike. Take it from me, somebody who's worked with him on multiple levels. Mike is the real deal.
If there's one person in my list of who to surround yourself with, it's Mike Aguilera.
And now, please welcome Mike Aguilera.
Welcome, everybody. I am super excited to see all of you this evening. Give me a big old boom in the chat bar, everybody. Give me a big old boom. If your camera's not on, unless you are naked or something, turn your camera on, please, so I could see you. You could see me. Hey, we got a lot of cool people here. Hey, Melanie and Cody, nice to see you again. Judy in the house. Christina, what's happening? Catherine, Joe, Ella, Anthony. Wow, so many amazing people here tonight. I want to dig right in. First, team, Aaron, we got to tell the team that intro video, we got to adjust it. Like, my wife and I are together 37 years. It says we've written 17 books. We're now up to 23 books. So I definitely got to update that video. Hey, everybody, we got a bunch of different types of people on tonight. One, I have a whole bunch of my tribe family, either Freedom Tribe, Mastery, or Legacy. So if you're in one of those tribes, can you type in Freedom Tribe, Mastery, or Legacy so everybody knows? If you're a guest and you know about me, you've been in my world, you're watching a little bit, can you just type in guest tonight in the chat bar? Type in guest. I was able to see where a lot of you are from, so that's always exciting. I have a lot to cover about SureShot, and I'm glad you're here because the world is at one of the most critical turning points than ever. And I actually didn't think I was going to talk about this, but I'm going to throw it out there right now if it's okay. You know, we're at the great divide right now where you are all going to fall into one of the three brackets. Who knows what the three brackets are? Do you want to type in the chat bar and take a guess what the three brackets are? It's going to go down to two, but right now there's three brackets. Let's see if anybody wants to guess at it. Hey, Cindy, what's happening? Nice to see you. Okay, bracket number one is upper class. All right, bracket number two, middle class. Bracket number three, lower class. And there's going to go to two brackets. There's going to be an upper and lower. There's going to be a great divide. You're going to be pushed up or pushed down based on all of your decisions. And when we were deciding what we were going to deliver here on this masterclass training, SureShot is about how to put this laser focus so you're not caught in this divide. You get to choose the side you want. As much as everybody may want to pull you down, and we're not saying lower class like it's a bad thing, everything is a decision. And why don't you just write that down real quick? Everything is a decision. And as I am presenting, I'd love to make sure I could stop along the way, and feel free to talk to me in the chat bar. I want to talk with you, not at you. I'd love along the way to share with you what I was thinking back then, what I'm thinking now, and what I'm thinking about the future. If that would be cool. Can you type in cool? Because I'm watching a whole lot of people do a whole lot of not really great decisions. I think people are investing in things and they don't understand what's happening in the world. I think people are programmed by past beliefs and patterns and habits and behaviors, and that's got them all messed up. People have taken on all of these identities today, the identity of the world's against me, the identity of, anxiety has become an identity. And I'm not saying you have it or don't have it. And I'm not saying it's real or not real. I'm just saying that a lot of people have these forced identities. And without saying who it is, because I don't know if he's on tonight, I want to help you win without getting to the point you have to have a wake-up call. We have somebody that's in our world that had to have a wake-up call the other day. And I actually had a wake-up call. Can I share with you my wake-up call? Can you type in wake-up call? Some of you don't know this story, even if you've been in my world a while. And maybe my beautiful wife who's on here tonight, we have a whole team. So, hey, team, if you're on here, can you type in the chat bar who you are and what you do? We got a whole team to serve you guys tonight. I think it's probably, I don't know, it's probably over 15 years ago. And Wayne, I don't know if you can relate to this. I get home, Cindy, and I don't know where I was coming from, but I just know I went in the foyer and I told my wife, don't be concerned, but I'm going to drive myself to the hospital. Now, this is what every wife probably wants to hear in the foyer of their house, right, Danielle? You never heard this story. I'm going to drive myself to the hospital. I'm going to be fine. And she's like, why are you going to the hospital? And I said, well, I'm having chest pains, but I'm going to be fine. I will drive myself there, stay here with the kids, which then she called my business partner back there, Rob, and said, get your ass to the hospital. Your partner just drove himself there. And on the way there, I had a whole lot of conversations with myself. Type in conversations if you've ever had conversations with yourself. I was like, what are you doing? How are you doing it? Why are you doing it? When are you doing it? Are you good enough to be doing it? Are you smart enough to do it? Have you done enough? Have you done too much? What decisions have you made? What brought you to this moment in time? And it's like that. It's flashing, right? And of course, I go in there and walk in all nice and calm. And I'm like, I need to get checked out. And they're like, what? And I'm like, well, I got chest pain. So could be nothing, or I could be having a fucking heart attack right now, right? I don't know what it is. And they said, oh, shit. So, they got to process it. You might die by the time they process your ass, because they're like credit card, and they got to make sure they get that before you black out. Next thing I know, I'm in that room. They bring you in a room, they're fucking hooking you up. They got probes all over. They're doing the heart monitor and shit. And you're just sitting there going, first I'm sitting there going, maybe that was a dumbass thing to drive myself. I could have just what if I did have a heart attack right on the road? That probably wouldn't have worked out so well. And Ray, I was just telling Ray, hey, Ray, I was just telling Ray this story the other day about myself. And I didn't have a heart attack. My heart was fine. But I started to rethink things. What level was I going to play at? And I learned something. You have to be smarter. You have to be smarter. Now, some of you might hear this story and take it as do less. No. I had to do different and do more different. Write that down. I had to do different and do more different. I also found out that when the body and the mind breaks, you're lacking power. Okay, you're lacking power. You don't understand how energy works. You don't understand how the mind works. You don't understand how the mind connects to the body. Just so you know, write this down. Your body follows your mind. Your body follows your mind. If your body's broken, I promise you, if you check, there's a broken part inside your mind. How do I know? Well, Because people that are frustrated today, things that aren't working out the way they want, if you look, you could attach it to a moment of time where they were programmed, where they were convinced that this is the truth. Why do some people build things, collapse things? Since I have experience with people in my world with addiction, do you know when people mess up the most with addiction? It's actually when things are going great again. That's when all of a sudden it spirals back, right? And it all goes back to things inside the mind. So I do want to share something since we have some guests here. I want to get it out before I jump into SureShot, and then we're going to move fast and furious. We do have, and if you are already set up to attend Seekers of Power, can you type in Seekers in the chat bar? Those of you that are guests here, we have an event coming up. There's 3 spots left, literally only 3 spots. How do I know? We can only have 65 at the place in New Hartford, Connecticut. It's a big house. We can't fit 75, okay? We got 3 spots left. If any of you are interested in attending this because you want to know how to get power to get to the next level, and you want power to make bigger, better, smarter, different decisions, if you want to know the power you need, like, I get it. There's a lot of people doing buying real estate. Well, I'm selling over 10 million in real estate. I got one closing next week. I got another one with a deal on it. I sold another $1 million property. And I'll tell you, the thing about selling is that you have to understand your power and how it's aligning to the future dynamics of cycles of what's happening. If you feel like you don't have relationship power, you feel like your health's out of whack, and you feel like you've been dragging trauma with a big weight behind you for decades, and you're wondering why you can't scale things in your life, it's because you're not scaling yourself. So my team will put the page in there. You could go link on it. It has all the details in here about it. If you are interested, you could hit up Aaron's on here tonight for this part. Why don't you just hit up Aaron on here? Just say, hey, Aaron, I'm interested. Private message him. He'll tee up. We'll have a conversation. This is not for everybody. It's for those that want to take their power to the next level. It will be an experience unlike anything you have ever experienced in life. I promise you that. And in here tells a little bit about it. So if you are interested, just send a private message to Aaron, or if you don't know how to do that, just write interested in the chat bar. They'll put the dates in there for you. It's September 14th, 15th, and 16th, okay? You get your ass there. We'll take care of food, take care of the location. You just need to get there, get a place to stay. And the neat thing is, unlike a lot of people that run experiences like this, breakthrough experiences, you're not going to be around just one group of type of people. Not that there's not a benefit of that, because I ran a company called CEO Warrior for about 6 years. I exited that in 2020, and everybody was in the service industry, which is good and also bad. You're actually going to be at this training. There's everything from service people to people that are heart surgeons, to doctors, to people that own IT companies, to AI experts, and everywhere in between. Actually, why don't all of you type in the chat bar, what do you do? Why don't you type in the chat bar what you do? Because I'm looking at so many of you here that are doing, some of you are doing new and cool things like Kevin and Tia. Hey, guys. Some of you are doing, got different types of sales companies, IT companies. Danny Barrera, hey, what's up, brother? He runs one of the top agencies for concrete and coating companies. So why don't you guys see who's in the chat bar here, and you'll know the type of people that will also be hanging out with you when you come. All right, if that's cool, it's time to get down into things right now. We got to talk about SureShot. Now, as I'm going through things, do me a favor. When things resonate with you, you feel like all of a sudden, hey, Justin, Pernille and Kevin, what's happening? Got all kinds of family here, everybody. When I do say something and it just strikes you and you're like, oh man, I got it, you got to let me know in the chat bar. Please hit me with a boom, hit me with a wake up, throw me hearts, thumbs up, whatever. If you don't like what I'm saying, I don't know if they got a middle finger one, send me the middle finger. I'm fine with that. Quick little disclaimer. You guys know, it's not a business training here. This is a massive result. We're looking for transformation here and human transformation. I always like to get that out of the way. And you guys tell me this, like, life can be challenging. It doesn't give any warning signs. And you tell me, agree or disagree, like, can life be a little confusing? Can it have some uncertainty? Oh man, the world, right? Kevin and T, is the world throwing a little uncertainty out there? You're all going to be wearing this. You're all going to have to walk around with spacesuits and stuff, right? Like, come on, everybody. Like, you can never program a person with certainty with uncertainty. It just doesn't work that way. Certainty breaks through uncertainty all the time. Some people may be living in a state of doubt until all of a sudden they can't have doubt. Hey, Liz, nice to see you. When all of a sudden you can't have doubt, you must find certainty. And then there's maybe lack of clarity or lack of confidence. This is showing up in a lot of people today. And what about this one? Do any of you, not you, because you're here, do any of you know anybody that doesn't trust themselves? Put trust in the chat bar. Or maybe not believing in yourself. What about that one? You know, sometimes the only difference between somebody who has built empires and somebody that wishes to build empires is believing in themselves, So I want you to think about this, about how to harness the power of laser focus and build your life by design. Now, this is probably the point I'm going to ruffle some of you. So if you're ruffled, I don't want to apologize for it because I'm not doing it to hurt you. I just rather give you a hurtful truth than a comforting lie. If you look at laser focus, one of the number one excuses for people is they give themselves an identity. Oh, I can't sit still. I have this thing. Like, how many of you have the teacher ever told you when you were a kid and you told your kids, when you're in class, you got to sit still? And then all of a sudden the kid turns 16, 17, 18, and you tell that kid, get off your ass and go do something. Well, you made the kid sit there and sit still, ask permission to go to the bathroom, for God's sakes. And now all of a sudden you're upset the kid won't get off its ass and go do something, right? So we taken on these identities that all of a sudden it's pulled people from laser focus. And think of a time in your past when you were uncertain, when you felt you missed your shot. Type in shot if any of you felt like you missed the gap, right? You missed the gap. Hey, Barbara, nice to see you. And what was the result? What did it cost you? Ask yourself, what does it still cost you today, right? How you look, how you think, how you live, the chances you take or don't take. 75% of people report having a lack of clear sense of purpose in life. I did that poll on social media. 90-something% said true. What do you think? You think 75%? Just think of your immediate family and friends. Do they have a lack of purpose? How many of you here, like, you don't even know your purpose? You're still trying to find it. If you know your purpose, you like never want to go to sleep and can't wait to wake up. If you know your purpose, you never call anything a job, ever, okay? Here's my promise for you. I want to give you some 7 proven steps here to immediately implement, okay, for greater personal achievement and success, all right? I want you to learn the secret, become laser focused to live your best life ever. That's really important. If you have to go on vacation to get peace, you don't live a life vacation, you live chaos that you think you have to escape. And when you escape, you come right back to the chaos, right? And I want to get strategies that you will unleash so you could create an identity of power. That's why we built Seekers of Power. Who's attended Seekers of Power before? Type in Seekers in the chat bar. First off, it's the first time in person. It's been virtual. And virtual has been incredible, but it's not going to be anything like it's going to be in person. And I want to give you 2 actions, okay, that you need to take today that you could achieve anything. I promise you, if you just work on these actions, all right? Plus, we'll give you the SureShot system. So if you're a little bit excited, type in excited in the chat bar. Now, I do got to give, since we have some guests, but we also have a whole lot of family tribe members here. I do want you to meet the Food Dog group. Like, we're an organization, just so that you know, where freedom, mastery, and legacy come to life. How many of you want to make sure you're creating a bigger legacy? Type in legacy in the chat bar. I've been thinking of this thing for a while, and I've said it before, and it keeps resonating in my mind. How many of you, Kevin, can remember, and I got many Kevins on tonight, how many of you can remember your dad's father's father's father? Now, unless he was a general or did something big, you probably don't know anything about your dad's father's 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 father. Now, they weren't born off a tree, so they clearly had parents way back. And legacy is not just to have it. How long do you want to have it? I want it for 1,000+ years or more. I don't want it for a couple generations. That doesn't sound like legacy to me. And we got team members all over the world, just so you know. A lot of team is on here tonight. And we have programs, resources, tools, and training. So if you're new in our world, let you know we got a whole lot of stuff. I don't know if Dwayne is around tonight, but I do want to share with you, he's been in my world a long time. And those of you that have been in my world a long time, type in how long you've been in my world so I know. And this is important for me. 1, are you connecting deeper in your relationships today? Or do you keep fist fighting? Do you keep bickering about the same old bullshit? Or are you connecting at a higher level, right? The other thing is, are you improving your health? Well, is anybody dealing with elderly parents? Type in elderly in the chat bar. I went to go see my dad. It's 4 months. He's still in the hospital, my dad. He's got a tube, okay? If you want to know what makes me think different, Wayne, is my decisions is my dad's got a tube in his chest, and they got to put liquid in his heart for the rest of his life. It sounds like maybe there were some decisions that he needed to make, and he couldn't make them, right? He didn't have the opportunity you guys have. He didn't attend SureShot and able to learn how to take on laser focus and fight against, you know, these habits and addictions of everything from, you know, I love when people tell me, you know, they have wine every night, but they don't have a problem. You know, they smoke cigarettes, they don't have a problem. They're not addicted to nicotine. You know, they drink coffee, but they could stop at any time, right? Well, you know, you got to ask yourself, when I sat watching my dad, who can't get out of bed without being lifted up, who drank caffeine and coffee every day, multiple cups, smoked for 40 years, then finally quit, who ate a whole lot of shit. Guess what? There's consequences. And this year, they found some new wealth. So look, a lot of you have been in my world, so I don't have to share the stories. Some of these people may be on. You could just talk to them, Lanita and Joe Papa, if you know those guys. But I do want to let you know that this is when you don't have the focus that you want, okay? That's when I didn't have focus. This is when I did not have the focus I needed. This, I started to learn focus because I stayed with that amazing, beautiful woman. Well, I should say she stayed with me, or we stayed with each other, right? But I will tell you that life was a whole lot hectic. And we made a lot of mistakes. I will tell you that. So any of you that have young kids, that's my daughter. There's my son. He's on here, Michael. Now he's got a big beard. Just look at the guy with the big ass beard. And like, but I know what it's like back then to juggle all of that. Now my son's 24 is on here. You know, he's one of the top mindset coaches, accountability coaches. If anybody does accountability or coaching of high level with my son, type in boom in the chat bar, right? Now he's 24 and he's coaching people that are twice his age. Why? because we also didn't hide our mistakes from our children. We helped them grow. I love when people tell me, I don't spend enough time with my family. I'm working. Why the hell don't you have them working with you? Why aren't you bringing them? Why aren't they on the job with you? Like, what are you trying to isolate them from? Because they make some noises? Bring them in there. People know that kids make noises. And you guys know what I built, but I just want to share something with you. This is focus. I'm not saying it to brag to you. I'm saying it to make a point tonight. And I'm going to get SureShot point dug into you guys. If you want to do 32 million a year, 200 employees, 165 trucks, double-digit profits, we were tracking for 40 million. The company that bought me, they're doing like 350 million now. Like, that takes focus. Now, rate your focus today, 1 to 10. 10, laser focus. 1, distracted as all hell. Where are you? And there's no judgments. I don't care if you're 1 or 10. Okay, but now let's put your focus on relationships. 10, laser focused. 1, completely distracted and distorted. Where are you on your relationship? Look at the numbers. All right, what about your health? Health, 10, 1. Where are you on your health? Let's see where you're at. Got some of you 9, some of you 8. Okay. This year, same thing. And who owns some real estate? Type in real estate in the chat bar. If you lose focus on your real estate, tell me what happens. Look at all of you that own real estate. Congratulations. What happens when you lose focus? You mean like someone doesn't pay your rent and they stay there for 8 months and you try to evict them, but COVID's there and you can't get them out, and finally you eventually get them out and they pretty much wall screwed everything in the house. Now all the money you never made. Why? Because there wasn't a sense of focus somewhere, right? No pay, no stay. That's right. That's called Uncle Louie. You guys send Uncle Louie, right, Kevin? They're going to leave. That's why they have the right to carry in some states. So you can tell that sucker, get the hell out, right? We'll shut the meter off and stuff. All right. You can't lose focus. And this is the areas that I want to let you know I learned focus. Like, I learned focus in relationships. This taught me focus. Martial arts taught me focus. I'm a believer. Any of you that have young children, get their ass in martial arts. For me, my kids, it's pretty much mandatory. I think it worked out pretty well for them, but it was mandatory because I knew there's nothing that can teach discipline and focus like martial arts. All right. Business building, you guys know. Who survived 2008? Type in 2008. What word do you think of in 2008? Do you grunt? What word would you attach to it? Happy, shitty, chaos, certainty? Well, if you don't have focus, what everybody will be facing in the next 24, 36 months makes 2008 look like kindergarten. 2008 was nothing. It was nothing. It was a game compared to what's coming. And what's coming will be a game for those of you that have the strength, the power, and the focus. You won't have a problem because you'll be strategic and tactical. If you're not investing in your mind every single day, I will tell you, start doing it right now. Start doing it now. And just so you guys know, we do have a whole bunch of cool books. Those of you coming to Seekers of Power, do me a favor. Don't go on Amazon and buy any of these because we have these 3 here for all of you. So don't buy any. The rest of you, feel free to go. They are on Amazon right now. We do have some book bundles. So if you want to buy some bundles for your people, just hit up my team. Hey, team, Tara, put in the email team at. So if any of you want to buy bundles books, just hit me up. And if any of you want to buy bundles books and have me speak to your group, let me know and I'll come and do a talk for your group. We could work something out. We're super proud of this. Kevin Harrington said we cracked the code. And some of you don't know, but you probably know that's Kevin O'Leary. I was pretty proud. If you don't know Kevin O'Leary, I will share something that's really exciting about him. He is exactly the way he is on TV. No joke. It was me and 6 of my friends. We had a half a day with him. And my face was like this. I was holding my mouth because Tia, he told someone, one of my friends right in front, he said, go bury it behind the shed. And I think I slipped. I went, oh shit. And then I looked like, uh-oh, all my friends heard that. And my friend that he told bury it behind the shed, I was like, oh my God. I told him, I said, you're no different than TV. Because I've spoken, I've been in this green room bullshit, make you feel good. People in the back of the room are not who they are when they're on stage. Very likely they're fakes a lot of times. He's real. So when he told everybody we sold gold medal, we had a world-class sign our name, walk away. Now it's not so cool because now I've helped. We're up to 48 Deca millionaires. So now it's not so cool. But back then, 2017, I was still cool and he thought I was cool too. So I thought that was great. All right, let's dig in. Strategy number one, grab your pen and paper, please. And let me pause there. What's resonating for you already? Type something in the chat bar, like what's sticking out for you right now? What are you thinking about? Focus. Yes, Judy. Judy, at Seekers of Power, when you come out, oh, don't you worry about a thing. You know we got you covered there. Yeah, focus. How do I prepare for next year? Yes, Liz. Focus. Certainty. Yes, Matt and Deb. Nice. Working on my mind daily. Mandatory. If you don't own your mind, someone else does. And if any of you, I'll do it for anybody that's on here, long as you live in the US. If you live outside, we'll have to do something else. But anybody who is on here that lives in the US, if you don't have this book, okay, if you don't have the Mind Power book, do me a favor, team, they'll put it again, team@Food Group, send me an email, give us your address, I'll mail you the book. I'll cover the shipping and everything, okay? I'll cover complete cost. This is a kick-ass book. Who's read Mind Power? Type in Mind Power if you read it. If you think it sucks, tell me. But this thing is, I'm very proud of it. It's changing a lot of lives. So just send an email and boom, I'll send the book out to you to help you start investing in your mind. All right, strategy number one is what it takes to achieve anything. Now, step number one, you got to remove what you see as weakness. Weakness is resistance. It's things that you see in the way. It's things you say, well, I can't grow a business bigger because I don't have money. Is that true or false? Tell me in the chat bar. Can you grow a business and have no money? True or false? Let's see. Yeah, true. Some people said false. You don't need money to build a company. You don't need money to build a company. You need to understand how companies are built, right? You don't need money to build a money. Matter of fact, you could get free marketing all over the place. You could get free connections. You could create affiliates. You don't need money. But weakness is what we call limiting beliefs and programming. And if you don't change the program, the chances of you changing the result, slim and none. You still think, people want to be millionaires today. Millionaire is like poverty. Like if you're not already there, you're probably fighting. You're probably fighting. And I don't say this to brag, but like my wife and I have been debt free since we're 28. I'm level 53 now. You got to imagine that took some focus, right? We haven't had a mortgage since we're 28 years old. We don't have any mortgages now. Every building, every property, it's all. Now, I'm not telling you not to leverage cash. I'm just telling you I also never got my ass handed to me either, okay? So number two here, you got to define where you are right now today, and you have to get real. You got to get honest. If things are shitty, tell people it's shitty. I remember when I went to this convention and all these people, man, they had these amazing companies, 50 trucks, 75 trucks, big monster companies. And the guy said, how are things going for you? I said, oh, it's amazing. We got 2 trucks and they were used vans. And I was so proud of those 2 vans. And then the guy walked away and I was like, oh my God, this is what the world is. He just walked away. He's like, oh, nice to meet you. Walked away. Thought there was nothing to learn, until I outgrew all of them. And then I made sure I didn't become a schmuck like them. I kept serving and helping people. I never quit on people, right? Can you guys relate? Type in relate if you know anybody like that. They're too cool for school, right? Like, you can't hang out with me with my truck because you got a Lambo. Congratulations. Go lick the lizard's feet. No one gives a shit. No one's impressed. You know what they're impressed about? What is life like behind closed doors? Are you and your wife in love, or are you in arguments? That's what I love to see. The rest of the world, you know, they're all, it's a comparison effect. But you got to get real where you are today. Are you a dopamine driven human? You need the next dollar because it's the next hit. You need the next vehicle, the next toy, the next boat, the next car, the next whatever, the next gun. You're so dopamine driven. And then the hit goes away for you. And all of a sudden you're back to wondering, oh man, okay, what's the next thing? Well, I guess I got to redo the kitchen. And then that hit's gone, that distortion and distraction. So you got to redo the bathrooms now. And then that's gone. Now you got to work in the backyard, and that's gone. And then all of a sudden, one day there's no more projects, no more things to buy. And all of a sudden you have to focus on what's real in your life, what's really important. You then got to get real clear on where you want to go. Real clear. Like, what does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? Can you see yourself in that moment in time? How do you want to live? I'll share something for me that's become real important. You will know the most successful people in life. You want to know? They want nothing, own nothing, and all they care about is experience and time with people. That's how you know you're around the most successful in the world. Anytime I'm around, like people that I would look up to, I mean, I'm talking people that have amassed so much wealth. I'm like, where do you live? And they're like, I want nothing. I want nothing, because they got to a state where they're not driven by all those things anymore. They know they can't take it with them. All they want is another experience. They literally will go to a seminar just to have the experience, because that's more important than owning something else. They rather have a really good conversation with a human that's impactful and inspiring than to sit there and drive behind their car. That's how you know you're around some of the most successful in the world. And you'll never know it because they'll never tell you how successful they are. How do I know? I was in the third row of an event one time, sitting next to a guy with a ripped flannel shirt. And I said, tell me a little bit about yourself. Everyone else didn't. They thought he was just a pauper in the front couple rows with a flannel shirt. He owned a $75 million company that was running itself. He was so wealthy. And I was just like, fascinating. He says, don't be fascinated with me. He goes, I'm trying to get my life to the next level. I want my life to grow now. He goes, I did all that mess stuff I thought was real. He goes, now I'm focusing. So ask yourself, where do you want to put your focus? We got to get to number 2. We got so much to do here, everybody. Number 2, uncertainty. Should we do it? Should we not do it? Some of you start doing. How many of you stop too soon? You start things, it doesn't work. You're like, I can't, and you quit. Come on, be upfront. How many of you, stop too soon? And then you're like, well, that won't work. I got to go to that. So you run over there. I'll sell this thing. I'll do that. Oh, no. I'll go on the internet. I'll do an internet business. I'll sell a course. So you run over there. You're like, oh shit, that don't work. I'll go sell some fucking berry juice. So I'll run over there. And all of a sudden, you know what you have? Some people stop too soon, and some people do too many things. I met somebody a year ago. They said, I said, what do you do? And Justin, they said, I own 5 companies. So as a woman, I looked at her and I said, oh, congratulations. How broke are you? And she just looked and her face went. I said, come on, anybody running 5 companies? Nah, you're broke. So tell me, are any of them working at all? And she looked and said, holy crap. I said, I'm not here to feed your significance. There's a whole room people. I said, you'll probably dislike me in another 3 minutes, but I will share something with you. If you want to change the game, give me a shot and let me help you a little bit here. Otherwise, go find someone else that wants to stroke your ego, because I'm not that guy. I'm not impressed if you say you got 5 businesses or 5 billion. I'm not impressed, right? But guess what? They keep starting, right? They keep starting, and some things they never stop because they're trying to fill uncertainty with things. If you can relate, type in relate in the chat bar. And then there's just downright doubt, right? You just don't even know if you're built for anything bigger or anything better. You just doubt yourself. Now, you could have the perfect plan, which, by the way, any of you that have a plan for the future, I'll only know it's true if you show me reverse engineered the plan. So let's be transparent with everybody. How many of you, I know you have a plan, even if it's in your mind, how many of you have the next 6 years reverse engineered? You know exactly what you're building, what you're selling, when you're exiting, the growth, the scalability, how many team members you need, you know where your family will be, you know how your wealth's compounding. It's literally you went out 6 years, map the sucker back, and you could go, here, Mike, here's the plan. Working towards it. Justin, I know you do. You, if there's one person, and I don't say it to blow smoke, if there's one person in here that you'll see, that probably the only person that may beat me there to become a billionaire in wealth is my man Justin. Me and him are in a competition. He could be the only one to beat me there. I hope some more of you will join the challenge, but I just know I could change a lot more earth. I don't need the $1 billion because we don't really buy shit. We have a whole lot of experiences, me and my wife, but I know I could change the world with it. All right. Uncertainty. I want you to say to yourself, be transparent. No one's impressed. 100%. How much uncertainty do you live in? How much uncertainty? 30%, 50% you're uncertain what's going to happen with your company, with the world. If you run any company that was restricted during COVID, the only way you have high level of certainty, you already met with all your managers. How many of you already met with all your managers, everybody in the company, the bankers, the marketers, and everybody, and how to talk about what's happening in the world today and how to be prepared for it? If you didn't, and whatever happened during COVID, that's coming back with a vengeance, unfortunately. I'm not manifesting it. I'm just watching it because the global belief system creates the outcome, right? Your belief system creates the reality. And right now, globally, you know, when you have people is on TV saying, you know, or on social media, I don't care if they make me wear a mask, I'm going to wear a cat suit and identify as a cat. You know what I say to it? Good, because I got a litter box. You should go shit in that thing too. I don't care what you want to identify as, but global control, right, Chris? Global control is going to create the outcome that we got to navigate, right? We got to navigate. Now, certainty. Certainty is a state of laser focus where you are so driven. How do I know you have certainty? I said a post a week ago, I said, anybody who does not have enough money and is off on the weekend loves more pain than they love pleasure. Because if you have a problem, you must put focus to solve it. And if you think that you live between Monday, it's shitty Monday, hump Wednesday, thank God it's Friday, you're already a slave to the day system versus the life system, right? The life system. So certainty is for you to create laser focus. The easiest way to create laser focus is gain power that removes guilt, shames, and traumas. Do any of you live with any, and let's not say you, do you know anybody that lives with any guilt, shame, or trauma? Type it in the chat bar. Well, the way to break through it is certainty, power, and laser focus. Now, let's say that you have laser focus. Liz, let's say your laser focus is a 10, but you're working with people that have laser focus as a 5. What do you think the amount of results you'll get? What do you think it will be? Well, it's not going to be 10, and it's not going to be 5, It's going to probably be maybe a 7 and fatigue. You're going to get fatigued. So just so you know, you can only have a level of focus and certainty on your ability to your environment and how they support your focus and certainty. How many of you in the last couple of years had somebody shit on your idea? Hopefully you don't have any small children around, otherwise beep this out. But tell me in the chat bar, you could write poop or something. How many did you tell someone you're building something new and they just crapped all over it? Like literally they were like, you know what, Chuck, they were like, I'm going to diarrhea all over that. Like what? Why? Can't work? Why would you do that? There's already a Walmart. There's already a Lowe's. There's already a plumber. Blah, blah, blah. Right? So guess what happens? You start to question your own certainty. And look at the chat bar, all of you, right? You could all, hey, Michelle, nice to see you. So laser focus and certainty is we need our environment to be certain too. We need our environment to be certain. All right, let me pause here a minute. Tell me what's resonating with you and tell me an action item if you took on an action item. Even if the action item is everybody in your world, you better have a talk about focus, certainty, uncertainty. If you have children that can understand it, you should be teaching them the difference between uncertainty and certainty. This way, when they're 24, they won't be confused and they'll, today, I don't believe kids should grow up when they're 30. I don't know what's happening to the world that they got to grow up when they're 30. My son's 24. He's already been out of the house. He pays his own bills. He has his own place. We got people that are in their 40s. They're living in their mom's basement. My son's 24. He's supporting himself out there. No. You have to understand certainty. You can't live on your own if you don't have certainty. You can't move up in the ranks in your career if you don't have certainty. You can't scale a business if you don't have certainty, because uncertainty is confusion. All right, I see a lot. Reverse engineer. Yes, Kathy. Meet with Kathy and focus action team. Okay. Have to stay focused. Need to recheck my plan. Yes, Chris. Very good. Here's something for all of you that have a plan. Get the perfect plan written out. Oh, okay. I want to share it with you guys. Aaron, the new company we signed up for, can you tell me the name of it again? I keep forgetting it. Can you either unmute and tell me, or you could private message me here? I want to mention it real quick. I think it's important. And people in the world here, the money one, Aaron, with the banking, just so you know, the diversified banking. He'll get me the name of it. If any of you want a connection to this, because some of you didn't hear about it, we shared it again with thank you, Chuck. We shared it with everybody this morning in our legacy group. If any of you have money in the bank over 25,000, first tell me, are any of you concerned about banking? When you think about banking, type in a word in the chat bar that makes me think your thoughts about banking. What do you think about it? Extremely safe? Well, Fargo got my back. What do you guys think? Huh? Kevin Daniels, what do you think about banking? Concern. Okay. What else? Watch your back. Unsure. Control. Judy's like, okay. I can make a connection for you. We have a connection to a banking that what they do is, and how much does your bank protect you up to? What is it? Tell me in the chat bar. How much? 250,000. Okay. Or 0. So if you have 50,000 in your business bank account and all of a sudden the bank shuts down, you don't have 50,000. Now, if you have 500,000 in your business bank account and the bank goes under, they say, thank you for 250. You get 250. You lost 250. Well, we have a connection for you. They'll never keep more than 250 in any one bank, and you will earn interest on your business money that's sitting there. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't have that. So if you had it already, you're better than me. So tell me what you think. Like if you could have money that diversifies in different banks and pays you close to 5% interest on your business money, and you could pull it out within a day and move it back and forth, tell me if you're interested in that. Type in interest in the chat bar. If you want a connection, here's what I need you to do. Okay, everybody's interested. Tara, all of you interested. Now, wait, if you're, just to make sure it's clear, if one of you are in our, if you're in Legacy, send it to the Legacy email. If you're in Mastery, send it to the Mastery email. If you're in Freedom Tribe, send it to the Freedom Tribe email. And if you're a guest, you send it to, ready, Kevin? Kevin Danos? team@fooddoggroup.com. team@fooddoggroup.com. We will make personal connections for you guys. I am in it. I have money in it. I love the company. I love the model. I love everything they do. And I love fucking protection. Okay. I didn't think I was going to talk about that. But when I see all of you, I'm constantly trying to avoid pain for everybody. So the guy's incredible. A lot of our clients are already using it. Boom. We'll get you hooked up. And if any of you don't know who to fuck the email, just send it at team. Tara got you back. She got you covered. Okay. Got you covered. All right. Let's go to number 4. Number 4 is be aware of certainty deflators, right? We started to talk about it. Now, deflators come in a couple different things. Past stories, beliefs, the people we allow in our lives, our desire for comfort and predictability. Any of you that scaled any company, and I don't know how many of you scaled, if you scaled over 10 million, can you give me a boom in the chat bar? If you scaled over 10 million, give me a boom. Okay. I will just tell you that if you haven't scaled to 10 million or beyond, there's a good chance it's right here. Certainty deflators. Okay. It's things that are deflating you. Your concept about money. Okay. Your parents that told you, however you want to do it, yearly, you produce over 10 million a year, Lloyd. Okay. Maybe any of you done over 30 million, whatever. I'm just going to tell you 10 million. Once you break that, you've controlled certainty deflators. I've studied it over the years because you guys know, like at CEO Warrior for 6 years, I coached over 1,000 different companies. So I really understand a lot of businesses, everything from dog training businesses to stores, to everything in between. And I'll just tell you, anybody that breaks 10 million, they controlled the deflators, the past stories, the past beliefs, they tackled those, okay? Who they allow into their lives to say what and how they say things, and these desires and comforts. Because when you have those, focus goes away. If you put laser focus in, that's why we're at 8. Yeah, next year you'll be there, Ray, but you're going to be there healthy. Seekers of Power will crack that open. And Ray, maybe type in the chat bar. I bet, Ray, you could go back in time. Like, what were you doing when you did the very first, I think it was the first event we ran was Seekers of Power almost 3 years ago. What were you doing in revenue then? And what part did Seekers play? Only tell the truth here, because I know what it does. When you create inner power, that comes 600K less than 3 years ago, 8 million this year. Ray, did Seekers of Power play a part in it? Yes or no? If it's no, say no. It's okay. I believe it does, right? Because when you're powerful, you're not deflated. People are not popping holes in your bucket. If that makes sense, can you type it? Oh, in wealth code? Yeah, of course, unlocking the wealth code. I mean, come on. It's a 1-2 punch with those, right? And then you throw a little one life on that sucker, change the channel for identity, and then we connect the whole loop there. All right, let's keep going, everybody. Boom, perfect. Identity. So surround yourself with like-minded people that are willing to push you towards clarity. If you're around bitchers and complainers, they're not going to drive you. My team and I, my wife and Aaron, we just joined another group. We just cut a check for 30 grand. So this year we'll spend 200,000, maybe a little more than 200,000 on our own personal growth training. This year, 1 year alone. Why? Well, I have to be in different groups of high level, high integrity people that are aligned with us to keep challenging us. What are you doing? How are you doing? How are you serving? Right? I also joined because if I don't know something, I want to get around the people that are the biggest, the best in the world. They just got to be good people. If they're people that don't have high integrity, they could have the secret sauce. I don't want any part of it. So here, you're not locked into your current identity. And this is not an alter ego. You know what an alter ego is? You put on a Batman and now you're Batman. No, well, let's use Superman. He puts on the cape, right? And then Wayne, he's Superman. No, he's Clark Kent acting like Superman. He's not Superman acting like Clark Kent. It's Clark Kent. Okay? You have to get your pure identity. Your identity, the identity that got you to where you're at will not get you to where you want to go. If you put it into a revenue way of identity, you can't build a $10 million company with a $2 million mind. Don't work that way. That's why most people are stuck in the cycles of their business, their life, their relationship, right? Because they haven't shifted their identity. When you shift your identity, everything in your life shifts. I mean, some of you in my world, I don't know if Madison's on, but Chuck and Madison, Cody and Melanie, when you guys look at this, if you don't shift that identity together, tell me, Cody and Melanie, tell me in the chat bar, since being in Food Dog Group, what's changed in your relationship? What's changed in your business? What's changed for you? Type it in the chat bar. All right, so we got to focus on identity, everything. We'll give them a little more than that. Give them a little more than that. Okay, number 6. And type in value if you're getting value. Everybody type in value if you're getting value. Okay, hey, Aaron Watts, nice to see you. Sometimes this is the only way I could see who's on, or I got to go on the side and try flipping through pictures here and stuff. All right, number 6, embrace fearless decision-making. Not careless decision-making. There's a difference between careless and fearless. Careless has no thoughts and reasoning behind it. You didn't ask anybody a good question. Fearless is, I've been told what to do. I have a plan, and now I'm going to step forward and step forward. Okay. Now, be aware of inhibitors. You know, what's stopping you from being fearless and moving forward? Now, I want to know from all of you, what is stopping you today from moving forward to the next level? All of you have a next level in your mind. What's keeping you from getting to that next level? Tell me, what is it? Failure? Okay, yeah, like, man, I didn't do it right. Will I do it wrong again? Me, okay, like, I don't know what's my next step. Fear of failure. You're going to see a lot of that coming in. Cody and Melanie said, we have grown tremendously as a partner and leaders of our family and business. Everything in our lives reflects this: financial, relationships, communication, everything. Our identity shifted to where we are now, and they continue to shift to get us to the next level. Very nice, guys. Low income, but fixing that. Yeah, low income. Like, there's $360 trillion on planet Earth. There's not low income. There's only the lack to know how to get some more of the 360 trillion. Okay, that's all it is. Me alone. Feel like I'm in a weird in-between state. Yeah, that's very common, Chris. That happens, right? Indecision. Do I go left? Do I go right? Do I keep doing this? Do I stop doing this? And Chris, type in what do you do? So I know. What do you do there? There's so many people stuck in this indecision because their identity keeps cycling back. Oh, plumbing company. Okay, well, you know, I know that world really well, right? So it's like people tell me, one time, Chris, somebody told me, well, I think I'm just going to sell my plumbing company. I'm going to go work for someone else. I said, okay, so you think because you suck there, you won't suck over there? The only difference is, when you go over there, you're going to have the same problems, except some asshole is going to tell you what to do every day. So whatever dream of grandeur you have in your mind, I promise you, it's not going to work out the way you think. There's a formula. If you want to scale anything, write this down. I don't care if you wrote it 50 times. Chris, write it down again. If you want to scale anything, you have to scale yourself. You have to scale yourself. How do I know? Just in Food Dog Group alone, in the last couple of years, we have 2 decamillionaires just in Food Dog alone. We have one that's just produced in the last 3 weeks. Do I think that those people could have produced and got to that level of wealth and legacy without working on their mind on how they think? No, bullshit. I don't think they could have. I don't. Because most people think that to create the next thing, especially when we're talking about business, they're like, well, if I could just get more leads and if I could get more people. No, I could give you all the leads and all the people. You fuck up something else, I promise you. You scale yourself, you will think and solve the problem how to get leads and everything else. There's a formula there, okay? So what you want to do is you want to focus on creating new stories and new beliefs. Surround yourselves with people that are wanting to create impact at the next level, All right, let's keep going here. Number 7, surround yourself with confidence. What a great picture this is here. So I was super excited. Tia, this was great. So Morgan on our team, she was invited to one of my high-level groups because they invited team members there. And there was about 35, 37 high-level people, okay? I'm talking some of them 10 million plus companies. Some of the top influencers in the globe today are on this call, learning from this person. And there's Morgan, boom, unmuting herself and asking questions right there with all those people. What does that say? Stepping into confidence. Right? Here I am, I'm going to ask a question. I was super proud. Matter of fact, I was so proud. I knew she's on the call. I got the hell off the call and told her to take the rest of the notes. I'm not even going to stay here no more. She said she was terrified, but she did it. So I was like, shit, stay there, get the information. She did a whole Google sheet. I was like, I don't need to hang out there. Morgan's there. What the hell am I doing here? I'll go do something else. So you're going to be more confident around the right people. You guys know this, right? This isn't secret sauce, but I think it is to some of you because you keep level setting in wrong level groups. You know, people that are telling stories and it's not truth. One thing you'll know, I'm all about truth. If it sucks, say it sucks. If it's real, say it's real. If you guys want me to map out everywhere we spent money on trainings this year, I could prove it all out. Right? So also building a life by design. Can you write down life by design? In order to get a life by design, you have to put focus in. My wife and I have some clear focuses just about every day. It won't happen tomorrow because I got to drive up to damn near, I don't know if it's near you guys, Kevin. I got to drive up to Bristol, PA to get this generator recall done, an hour and a half away from where I'm at. And so tomorrow it won't happen. But every day, my wife and I in the morning, we know we're going to go for a walk or we're going to go for a bike ride. Every single day. Why? Well, because we put focus on connecting and building our plan for the day. We know that almost every single day we're going to eat lunch together. Life by design. Okay. We also know neither one of us, we don't know exactly when the hell we're going to wake up. We wake up when we wake up. When we're up, we're up. When we're not up, we're not up. So how do you know when we're up? Because we got out of bed. Now we're up. And that could be 7, 8, 9 a.m. It doesn't really matter. Because we also don't stop at 6 or 7. Shit, it's 8 o'clock and we're going till 9:30 tonight on here, right? That's a life by design, And when you know you have let me talk about this here. Write down freedom, mastery, and legacy. It's a natural ascension. To get freedom, okay, I want you to write this down, Chris. I know I'm going fast for some of you. In order to get freedom, you must have personal growth. I don't know anybody with ultimate freedom that has not had personal growth. In order to get to levels of mastery, You must have some form of internal activation. You must be activated. If you want to understand how energy, frequency, harmony, and how the whole world works, you have to have the activation. Any master, and I've spent now 37 years in martial arts. I understand the art of mastery, of striving. Mastery is to be better. Write this down. Mastery is to be better tomorrow than you are today by design. Mastery is to be better tomorrow than you are today by design. That's mastery. Legacy is human scalability. If you don't have personal growth, there's no way in hell you could have human scalability on legacy. You can't. Human scalability means that you understand the inside and outside of yourself, the inside and outside of the world. You're not driven by triggers. You're not driven by emotions. You understand and can see the upside and downside to everything. That's human scalability. If you look at building wealth empires and stuff like that, your goal is to get from personal growth to activation to human scalability. If you want to go there faster, you got to move quicker. You got to move quicker. Tell me which part of that made sense in the chat bar, everybody. What part of that made sense? I've studied it now. I've watched it, and now I've watched it over, the last 3 years. We've been in only personal growth, activation, and human scalability. So I've watched where people, Judy, and a lot of people, I know people that were in my world that then were not in my world. They figured that they got the whole blueprint, the plan, they changed themselves, they're done. They thought, but they didn't know what I knew. Stop the evolution, evolution rewinds. Stop the evolution, evolution rewinds. I've been doing this, guys, watching this focus and how this thing happens for over 3 decades now. It's more like 4 decades. I started when I was 15, really watching focus because I was on my own at 15. You learn how to focus on surviving right away. All right, let's go here. Let's map out some action steps. We're a little over time. Let's knock it out of the park. I'll open it up for a couple Q&A. And then those of you that are guests, I'll say goodbye to you guys. Everyone else, people in the tribe, you'll stay on. We're going to go longer, and we're going to tackle some of these in a deeper way here. Okay. All right. So let's look at some action steps. Number 1, let's commit to a SureShot mind. A SureShot mind. What did you hear that I spoke about? And how do you have to get your mind into focus? That's why it's called SureShot. I am so sure it's a laser sight. You guys, let's not do shotgun blast. Shotgun blast, like you hit something, but you only hit it a little bit. A laser sight hits it dead on. Okay. Number 2, align those around you. Get alignment. If you don't have alignment, based on the world and relationships today, the divorce rate is like 60%. 60. You know why? No alignment. One person wants to scale something, the other one feels safe and comfortable, right? Total turmoil. One wants to build an empire. One's just like, why can't we just be happy with porridge? Right? So there's constant conflict on it. So you want to create alignment, and you can create alignment. But I will share with you that if one part of the relationship is always putting time in personal growth and the other relationship's not, this is not 1950 no more. How many of you had a grandmother who stayed with your grandfather and you're pretty sure she hated his ass for the last 80 years? Tell me in the chat bar. But to death do us part. So grandma, she'll suffer until Hopesy dies, and then she'll live her life. Well, they could have solved that if they both invested in some kind of personal growth to grow themselves together, to grow together. My wife and I, we share it publicly. Now, it's a long time ago now. I don't know, maybe 18 years now, but we had the whole divorce conversation one time. And then I figured it out, Justin. we were not investing in growth together. I kept going to all these business events and shit, coming back all like happy, motivated, all jacked up. Well, she wasn't going to those things. She was managing the kids. She was helping doing the home front stuff. Once we figured it out, we never let that happen again. We don't attend all the same stuff. These days we do a lot of it, but back then we attended different things. So if you're in a relationship and you're not investing in both of you going to grow, and I get it, because one time somebody challenged me. This was and Jen, my wife told me, what did you tell me? You're my last one. Type in the chat bar, Jen. She looked at me. She said, well, I wasn't your first one, but I'm your last one or something. Cindy, she was getting really like intense with me. She's like, I'm your last one. I was like, oh shit, this is exciting, right? I know that it's not easy too. My wife and I wanted to go to an event. It was 7 days long. Our kids were little. Coach challenged me at the time. She said, oh, Mr. Big Shot can't solve this problem. I was like, oh, fuck you, bitch. I solved it. Little did I know, she pulled the right trigger, and man, I solved it. We hired my aunt. Well, we brought my aunt out. I never knew my aunt could eat so many gourmet pork chops and lobster from room service. I never seen a woman eat so much food in my life, but my kids went. They were there. The event went till 2 a.m. in the morning. So we got to see our kids like 10 minutes a day, but we pulled it off. We did what needed to be done for our relationship. Surround yourself with higher peer group. People are level setting to equal peer group, not peer group above. You must be in a peer group that's constantly ascending. If you're not ascending, you'll eventually descend. Number 4, take massive action and start making certain decisions. I hope all of you, if anything you do tonight after this training, I hope you go, I am going to make this decision now. I hope some of you that are on here that are not coming to Seekers of Power, I hope you'll take one of the 3 spots, because I'd love nothing more to close it out. But if we don't, that's okay too. Whoever comes. But, I want you to make a certain decision on what you're going to do in your life moving forward, because certainty with all this, you don't know what the next plan is, right? They've already tried to throw stuff at you. They threw the UFO stuff at you, but you guys aren't scared because you all own guns, right? Well, who believes in gun ownership? Type in guns in the chat bar if you're okay. Some of you just raised your hand. Yeah, I'm a believer of the right to bear arms. So you guys all own guns. So you're not scared shit of this reptilian thing gets down. You're pretty sure, right, Chris? You're like 45. I'll take that lizard man's head off. So you don't give 2 shits. So they're like, well, you're not scared about that. So we'll burn down Hawaii. Not enough of you give a shit about that because you don't know what happened and you didn't live in Hawaii. It was an island and you haven't been able to afford to go there anyway. So you don't give 2 shits about Hawaii and that they shut down the water and let people burn. I'm being a little crazy there. I get it. You probably care some. So we'll go back to programmed fear. I'll make your ass wear a mask. You probably should wear a mask on an airplane anyway. Those dirty, sniffling, sneezing people sitting next to you. You ever see them? Dude sneezed right on my lap one time. I was going to elbow teeth out of it. I was like, what are you fucking kidding me? Where were you brought up? You sneeze on my damn near knee. It was like disgusting. I think you probably should wear a mask for your own protection. They pump pesticides in the air anyway. All right, number 5, everyone. You got me so excited, all of you. Number 5, invest in the next level future. Guys, if there's a number 1 investment, it's investing in yourself. I can't say it enough. And a lot of you have, because you're in our world. Just ask yourself, what's the next thing you got to invest in yourself? If you don't, I had to invest a lot of time. And look, I'll humble myself. I had all kinds of financial advisors, money all over the damn place, millions of it missing everywhere. I was pretty much financial advisor illiterate, right? Because they had money all over. I trusted them. And before you know it, I look and I'm like, where the fuck's all my money? It's all over the place. I had to get rid of them. And now I've had to focus for 6 months on reallocating, pulling together my whole portfolio. Like I was like, man, you can't do that no more. You know why it happened? I was so focused on building and serving other people. I wasn't focused on my own thing there. And that caught me off guard. So now I have to focus on both. Now I'm laser focused. Now I'm watching how the systems work, and I'm asking the advisor, like new advisors, like, why am I not doing that? And they're like, oh, well, you could do that. I'm like, shouldn't you have known that? Because now I educated myself. I'm way smarter, right, than them. All right, here's what we're gonna do, everybody. I'm gonna take this down. I want you now to type in the chat bar. I want you to type in the chat bar, what is your number one action that you're gonna do before you go to bed tonight? Okay, number one action, type it down. Those of you not on screen, if you could bring on your screen, say hello to everybody. Hey, Hank, Maddie, I sent you and Danny a message, okay? Make sure you check Telegram, okay? Don't make me go beat anybody up, guys, because I will, Danny, if they're fucking with you, I'll choke their ass out. But there's ways we got to deal with that. So you guys let me know. Hey, Mike Ferris, nice to see you, man. All right, everybody keep looking for action items. Type it in. I'm going to find you guys a nice song before I let you. All right, let's see what we got here. Need to make a big decision. Yes, Chris, let's do it. Yes, yes, yes. Laser focus, Matt. I love it. Samantha, I'm going to do my house chores and get on what I've been putting off. Yes, that's awesome. Get it done. Get it done. What else we got here? Clear the mind. Yes, Brenna. Okay, give my business one more try. Okay, Amy, there is no try, only do. You know what Yoda said. There is no try, only do. Get in certainty, and you can do it. If you don't have my Mind Power book, team, put the email again, everybody. Whatever you need that I said tonight, team at Food Dog Group, send us a message, okay? Suffering in silence, that makes no sense to me. Send us a message. Say, Mike, I need the damn Mind Power book. Tell us what you need. You need the connection to the banking thing. Mike, hook us up with the banking, whatever you guys need. If you're in my world, you cannot suffer. I hate hearing people suffer. Move faster. All right, awesome. Freedom Tribe, Legacy, Mastery, stay here. All new guests and friends. I hope this was value for you tonight. If you're interested in Seekers of Power, just email us at team@. We'll have a conversation. Love to have you come and spend time with us. If not, we're rooting for you anyway. Boom. Everyone else, go pee real quick. You got one song. We're going to go a little longer. Boom.